Hey, it's Ari. It's been 1 year and 8 months since I started tea, and okay, so physically, my hair is starting to get thinner, which is kind of terrifies me because my hair is like quite important to me, like probably most people. So I feel like if I was to start balding, I would actually question whether or not I want to continue on tea, because it's like a boundary for me. Like if it happened in the next couple of years or 5 years or whatever, that would be a big step. Other than that, I'm really happy with things. Like, I like my facial hair. I don't know if you can see it because the shadow and stuff, but it's like connected all the way across, and I have to trim it with scissors every now and then because I don't like shaving it. It's bad for my skin. I haven't noticed that much like muscle growth partly because like I haven't been able to do any exercise despite living on a farm and stuff, because I have a bad back injury, and so that's been frustrating. Like I still have like some muscle considering I do nothing, but yeah, like I'd like to be able to do more and enjoy that side of it, but at the moment I can't, and I have to sort of accept that, otherwise I don't think my back is ever going to recover properly. And I definitely can't multitask at all. Like, I really can only think about sort of one thing at a time, and it's pretty funny and stupid, but I have to not give myself a hard time about that stuff because it's just like my brain rewiring or losing connections or something, so I don't really have much choice on that matter. My hair is definitely receding quite a bit. On the front, I don't really mind that too much. It's more if it starts to go here, then I'll start freaking out. What else? I definitely, like 100% of the time now, pass as a guy, which, because I'm genderqueer, that's like weird and like not necessarily, was never my goal to pass, so it's just like a new experience and different, so in some ways, like, since passing as a guy, I feel like I'm more tempted to fuck with that and play with my feminine side, which is cool because in the past I've always felt like quite allergic to that because I was trying to have this part of me that wasn't recognized for most of my life recognized, so I was like pushing away from whatever made me feel like I was representing myself wrong. But now, because I'm constantly being read as a guy, I feel like much more comfortable with that, and it's actually quite good about it. With passing, like, was it interesting? I went and lived on a farm in New Zealand with Casper for 3.5 months, and we're both genderqueer, and I feel like we're both sort of similar in our gender, like, except that I look heaps like a guy, and apparently, though I don't see it, they look like a girl to the world. And we like got read as a guy and a girl heaps of the time, and like also read as like boyfriend and girlfriend, which was really funny, and we sort of played with that a lot, which is amusing for us. But it was interesting and frustrating and weird being on a farm or just like in the world as a guy, and like experiencing what the expectations are on like young men to be physically capable and strong and whatever, and especially because at this time in my life, because of my back injury, I'm like the least fit and capable I have been in a long time, and being expected to like always lift the heavy thing and like whatever was like quite hard, even though I would like constantly reiterate that I can't do that stuff. I'd be like, whoa, I can't do this, but Casper can because they're actually a heap stronger than me. And people like laugh and like clap Casper on the back and like as though I'm joking, but I'm not fucking joking. Casper could take me any day. So that was really weird and like frustrating. And I found myself feeling like pressured to like, I found myself feeling pressure to try to like meet their expectations, and when I couldn't do something and I would say that I couldn't do something, I felt all this shame and embarrassment that I thought that people would think I was lazy or just like, yeah, like a lazy guy and selfish and whatever. So it took me like a long time to start saying no to tasks that were out of my ability. That was like an interesting lesson, especially after like a whole life of like feeling frustrated and patronized that people would expect that I couldn't do things when I was actually quite strong back then. Like my whole life like being defensive for my physical ability and like having to like prove myself in that regard, and now the opposite is happening, so it's kind of interesting. Some good things are like watching bureaucracies change slowly, like coming up to speed with trans stuff slowly. Like something that happened in Australia in the last couple of months is now with a letter from a GP saying you're transitioning, whatever that means. You don't have to be like having surgery or anything. With a letter from your GP, you can get Medicare to change your gender marker to Mr. Or Mrs. or whatever it is, and that can affect the cost of hormones or whatever. So that makes my testosterone $5.90 instead of $150, which is like really great because I don't have that much money. Yeah, I don't really know what else. I feel like just happy and great. Like I live in the bush out the back of my mum's place in a bungalow which is self-contained, and I have my own kitchen and bathroom and everything, and I love it there, and I feel really like privileged and lucky every morning when I wake up. I don't know, I just feel like my life is like fucking sweet and I can do whatever I want, and I don't feel like being trans like is like limits my abilities or like life choices that much anymore, and that's really cool. Like I used to feel really like it was all consuming, and now it's like a side thing that I have to think about quite often, but it's not like angsty, and I'm not like really concerned or awkward about like seeing people. And anyway, thanks for watching, and talk to you later.